2 of my Moto camp trip. Today I am meeting up with my boys at Scissors Crossings, and we're going all the way down to Sin Nobre Canyon, where we'll drop in, do Diablo, and I'll be heading over to Fish Creek to camp for the night. So here you go. Take a ride and enjoy. Sorry I didn't shoot much video yesterday or last night, but this is my campsite from last night. I came up and there was already a little fire ring. I just made it a little smaller. Here's the TDUB, Old Faithful. It hauled all my gear out. I'm drying out my stove right now. I have the jet boil stove, which you guys saw in my other video, but it worked flawless. Good deal. My camp set up and the view. So today I'm actually going to be meeting up with a couple of buddies of mine. They're in their 4x. One hopes to bring me a spot more of gas. This way I can fully test the range of this Clark 2.7 on my bike, fully loaded in the desert. So we're going to drop into Anza Borrego. We're going to do a big loop in there today. Not quite sure of the entire plan, but it should be a good one. I'm camped about 10 miles from where I'm gonna meet them at. And it actually is at an intersection of a Pacific Coast Trail crossing. Keep seeing all this PCT stuff out here. Not that I want to do the whole thing, but I would like to hike the Southern California portion. But yeah, bike is kind of loaded down. My cockpit is pretty cluttered. And yes, that is a full-size DSLR camera in tow. So yeah, all right, thought I'd give you guys a little glimpse of the camp, and I'm gonna get this thing tore down and get some riding in before I meet up with those guys. Alrighty, back on the Moto chain paste. I put the paste on the house before I left, and I've done like 110 miles or so, and the chain looks like it's in good condition. I don't think I'm gonna put any more lube on there. One thing I'm afraid of is with the brush, with there being all this sand here. I mean, you can look at the ground and tell it's just a sandy environment out here. I think what I'm gonna do is it looks lubed enough, and I'm not gonna put any more juice on. I think it's done a great job from the start, and this will be something I'll just have to look at as the miles click in. But this would be also too a reason why I would really much rather have a spray lubricant, so I could spray it onto the chain versus brushing it, because then it could pick up the debris that's on the chain from the outside and put it where I don't want it. It's okay for there to be debris on the chain. I mean, you can see how it's dusty there, you can see some stuff there, but on the surface areas is where you don't want to bring foreign objects back to. You want to keep that chain as clean as possible. So good job, it's done great so far. But if it gets down to where I really have to put some on, like maybe for that commute back home tomorrow, we'll just keep an eye on it and look at it from there. All right, over and out. I just came from down there. Out in that area is where I was camped at. I'm just making my way over there to meet up with my boys. The little TDUB's doing a mighty fine job going up the hill. Meet up with my guys here. Yep, they brought me some gas. Yes, that's carbon fiber. That's me. That's my man Scott G and my man Donald. And here we are heading down the S2 to make our way to the Sin Nobre Canyon drop off, and it's about 34.9 miles from where I meet them up at. Alrighty, here we go. Tiny sign on side of the road. Drop in. I'll be perfectly honest with you. Learning this GoPro has been a little bit troublesome for me. Typically because I'm not looking at it. It's just hanging on the front of the helmet. I hit the button and go. But somehow I've magically scrolled between shooting video and shooting time-elapse. And then for a couple of these clips I had to learn how to take a time-elapse and convert it into a video. So that took a little bit of learning, and then I just didn't get everything I wanted. I was running out of battery, I forgot the cable, or actually I grabbed the wrong cable again this time. Found another cable, so I was able to power up the GoPro, but didn't run my internal microphone. But hey, it's just part of the learning process. And check out these camps. We were coming up through this canyon, and it was interesting to see full camp set up and people out hiking or out away from the camp. So it's pretty cool. Really neat area back in here. Enjoying this absolutely stunning scenery, weather, terrain. It's awesome out here. That just makes things easy. Looks like I've been here before, but we turned around and came back, but G's saying we're going to continue through, so we'll see what happens. Just a rig passing through on the Diablo Drop. But this is my man Donald doing his first ever off-road adventure in a borrowed rig, but luckily he has my man Scott G piloting him through here. But this little drop is not for the weak at heart, because as you'll see here in a second, he'll do a little three-wheel motion. This is called Diablo Drop. It's not hard, it's just sandy, and you have to be comfortable with floating some tires in the air. But a lot of people come here and they turn around and go back. It's a pretty darn steep drop. And again, I goofed with the GoPro. I went down the hill. I'm like, oh man, I forgot to shoot that section. got to the bottom and turned around, came back up and thought I was recording and went back down and didn't get it. But look at my man Donald right here. He's doing it like a champ. Look at the left tire scrubbing because it's got no traction. Right about here. Oh yeah, floating. Good stuff. And it's just pure sand all the way to the bottom. And there's another little ledge down there at the bottom to drop off as well. But this is the commitment. Once you go here, you're in and making your way across. More. Seeing how I have my buddies with some gas for me, I can run these extra little canyon slots. They can't get up into these because they're too narrow, and I'm using this time to just kind of run up in here, investigate these little canyons, turn around, come back out, put it on my GPS. We can come back and investigate these later, but it's really cool to just run this tight canyon stuff. This is kind of what Anza Borrego is known for. There's tight squeezes for UTVs. There's tight squeezes even for the motorcycles. You can probably see some of that stuff on my buddy's page every single Sunday. So make sure you check out his YouTube page because if you want to see the hardcore of hardcore enduro, my man Travis is laying it down. And I think he has a video from out here in Anza Borrego. He lives closer to here than I do. But anyhow, it's just an awesome place to come visit. I don't get to come out here as often as I would like. It's a further hike from my house than most of the other places, even for Johnson Valley. So when I get down here, I like to try to put in some new stuff. And because my buddies are with me, you know, bringing me gas, I'm kind of at a slower pace, so I just do the little leapfrog. Find the little slot, run up into it, turn around, come back out, catch up to them. Hey, howdy y'all, check up. That was a good one. Cruise on through. This is that moment when I was like, man, I should have brought my rugged radios, radio so I could talk to them and keep on creeping. And that's I've actually been doing a lot of moving in the house, and I have all the stuff to put in my helmet. I just can't find the stupid radios. Alrighty, carrying on. With this Cinco 241 in the sand, especially with the bike weighted down like this, if I let the tire cut in, it wants to just pull in hard. So if you give it a little bit of gas, it helps pull that front tire up and not cut in on you so much. I don't know if I'm explaining that right, but I got, I'm riding really up on the bike. I'm not riding aggressive because I'm so loaded down. So when I go in, wants to be real, wants to cut in hard, so I have to apply a little bit of throttle to give it a little bit of oomph to pull out of the sand. Some things just catch my eye, and I use this time as a time for my buddies to catch up, but also for me to stop and get some flicks in. Traditionally, I've been a photographer more than a videographer, so photography comes naturally to me. What's difficult is jumping between shooting photos and shooting video. I typically only like to do one, but in this age of social media and TDUB and trying to run the Yamaha TDUB club and trying to work on some other little special projects that I got going on, I had to drag out the DSLR for this trip. So I thought it'd be fun to kind of show you these little clips as I'm shooting along here. Yeah, I come from the film era, so I like to try to shoot as minimal as possible. That way I have less to edit when I get back. So that's kind of been my fight with shooting video, is like, man, I want to show everything, but it's like, what to show? So I'm learning, it's fun, and why not show these trails to you, because I know a lot of you are never going to get the opportunity to come out and ride this stuff. Check it out. You know, still got to get the photos in the phone and do the social game. That quickly gets it into the, you know, having photos on the phone just kind of makes everything easy. But again, here I try to shoot as minimally as possible. Shoot the wide shot, check it for IG, but don't shoot it. I just shoot the one photo and I'll use it for both Facebook or Instagram, both places. You know, again, like to show the scale of the surrounding area so everyone knows how big the TW is, but to see these walls, you know, and see the proximity of how tight it is and how tall it is. The video just didn't show it. Yep, as you can see, I'm using the Ram X grip mount, and a couple of times the thing has went into SOS call signal for me, so it's been interesting using this thing. They have a different model that's like in my Land Cruiser. It just clamps the whole thing, so I think I'm going to try to jump to that next, but I needed the navigational capability for this trip, so I put it in use, but it's a little sketchier than, I don't like it accidentally calling SOS signals. Alright, carrying on. When we get up here, I'm gonna have to have you look at my GoPro, because I don't know what's. Recording. It's recording now?
Yep.
Oh dang. That was a long. Woohoo! Bike packers doing it up. time through here checking it all out, but we're definitely coming up on the oh no, this ain't quite the dead end. This is just a little workaround. That's a nice little technical section right here. It's just so twisty. This whole canyon is a dead end, but this is a little gatekeeper section, and it's really cool after this section. I've actually been through here in my 80 series Land Cruiser with a couple of my other buddies. The first time I came here was just me and my wife and my rig, and I was like, there's no way I'm putting my rig through there. But my second time here was with my buddy John Schultz of XJ Shizzle on Instagram, and my man Revis Concepts, but his Forerunner, Trail Edition Forerunner on Instagram. We came through here and put our rigs through here, and it was quite a treat to get back in the back. There's some really neat stuff. It's worth working through here. You just got to be willing to sacrifice a little paint if you got a big fat rig like mine. But today we won't be going through there, especially in a borrowed Jeep. That would just not be a good thing. From here we boogie back out into the big wash, so I can go get camp set up because my guys are gonna leave, and it's, you know, we spent the whole day checking it out. So I find me a spot, get set up, get the jet boil blazing. That thing came in handy, and I try for the first time this Patagonia black bean soup, which was super awesome, I have to say. And the rest of the night is just make fire, enjoy the fire, and call it the night. Tomorrow will be the long ride back home, but I'll still try to find more dirt, as I always do. Alright, hope you enjoyed this video, and hope you subscribe and check out the next one. Thank you very much.